Hey y'all, welcome back to Tidbits with Day, where we break down political and cultural issues affecting women into bite-sized pieces. This week, I wanted to discuss what is currently happening in Minnesota and hopefully add some clarity and much needed context for the violence and the horrific evil we are seeing being perpetuated by ICE under the orders of the Department of Homeland Security. Secretary Kristi Noem, if you would like to call her secretary, this current administration. I'm sure those of us who are tapped into politics and just care about humans, I'm sure you've seen all the videos and the news media 24/7 news coverage of what has been happening over the past 2 weeks after the horrific murder of Renee Good and everything that has followed since then, trying to keep folks current and ensure we all understand what is happening and what that means for us. It's a hard topic, but I think it's important that I discuss that today. So, as we know, one of the really big selling points for Trump to his MAGA base was immigration. The issue of immigration, the issue of illegal immigration, and because of this rampant illegal immigration and this rampant misuse and abuse of our immigration system, that is why people a part of MAGA and that cult are currently suffering. All their economic woes, their cultural and social woes are due to illegal immigration. If you're here watching this today, I highly doubt you would agree with that, but we need the context to move forward with the conversation. And so ICE has been all over the country tormenting and torturing different communities, different immigrant communities, focusing highly on our Latinx folks. Black and brown people are being targeted. Folks who are citizens and folks who are not, folks who have papers, folks who don't. Basically just racially profiling anyone they possibly can, because those of us who had any awareness of how things work, we knew the number of illegal immigrants in this country is not that many to meet the number and the quota that DHS and Trump promised to MAGA. And so what do you have to do by then? You have to target everybody. While they say they're only targeting people who are here illegally, we know that is not the case whatsoever. And so a couple weeks back, there was this big scandal around MAGA journalists and influencers lying about Somali daycares in Minnesota committing fraud and taking money from the system that doesn't actually belong to them, and just all of these falsehoods painting the Somali community as criminals that need to be deported. And so most of Somali immigrants, if not all, are here either through citizenship in different venues and or on temporary protected status. And so they are here legally, but they're being targeted because basically they don't have enough illegal immigrants to meet their quota. And so the next big group, Minnesota is the largest, or I believe, the largest community of Somali immigrants in our country. And so they were an easy target. And so with this whole daycare fiasco, Trump's like, hey, let's now target them. Let's get them. Let's make their lives a living hell. And so that is how ICE even ended up in Minnesota to begin with. Then fast forward, we have the evil murder of Renee Good due to her simply trying to exist in her neighborhood, where ICE stormed in, trying to arrest people they deemed to be not here lawfully. And so that had obviously everyone in Minnesota on edge, community members on edge. Folks have been out protesting, doing everything in their power that they can, protesting, mutual aid, showing up for each other in massive, massive ways in Minnesota. And DHS just continues to deploy more and more ICE agents into those communities to basically scare and torment them. There is no other rhyme or reason why this is happening other than cruelty. And that is absolutely heartbreaking. And so that is how Minnesota has found its way into the center of this media circus. And the people of Minnesota, I'm just going to assume, simply want to exist peacefully, but they cannot do so because they literally have a paramilitary group going door to door, demanding that people prove that they are a citizen. That is where we are currently at as a country. White supremacy is being put on full display for everyone to see. While everyone was reading and learning before, there's honestly no need to look to the past anymore. We have current examples of what white supremacy looks like and how invasive and violent it is. You don't need to look to the past at Nazi Germany or look to the past to Jim Crow and all of these historical things that seem to be able to help us distance ourselves from these issues. And, oh, well, that happened a long time ago. That isn't now. It is now, and it is here. And we are seeing the quote unquote supreme race in all of their glory. This is what the supreme race is known for and what they are best at: violence, cruelty, torment, all for the sake of power and control. That is why all of this is happening. And it's gut-wrenching to hear and to watch and to see, because none of this needs to be happening. It's quite literally all avoidable. But white folks refuse to learn their lesson and refuse to walk away from a system, while harmful, they still benefit from. So, one might ask, where is Congress? Where are our Democratic leaders? Where is the opposition? They are sending strongly worded letters, making really cute Facebook memes and Facebook posts, calling Trump stupid. They're holding press conferences. You know, really, really good stuff that we all need. Speeches and more speeches. Instead of for calling for ICE to be abolished, they are calling for better training, even though the people who DHS is hiring into ICE are a part of white supremacist groups. So I'm not sure how you out-train that, Democrats. They're literal Proud Boys. And we only know this because of a whistleblower releasing a list of people who have been hired by DHS. Literal white supremacists. But Democrats want more training for our ICE officers. That is their response. My response to all of that in our community is what I've been saying for a very, very long time, that no one is coming to save us. The Democrats, they are not built for a moment such as this. They are not up for the task of true opposition. They just want to be able to campaign on your fear and your just fed upness with this administration. I'm sure they'll be sending out fundraising emails here shortly. We can defeat Trump by showing up for the midterms. No one is coming to save us. Midterms or no midterms, winning or not, all we have is our community members and each other. That is it. It is sad and it is scary, but the sooner we stop asking, where is Congress? Where's Democrats? The sooner we can actually get to work to building coalitions and working together to fight what is ahead. All we have is us. All we have is us, the Constitution, and our right to defend it. This is the time to lock in and get to reading. You know, with the whole literacy crisis and everything, if you want to take a break from doom scrolling and you want to read up on resistance history and what the people who look like me and others have done in the past, because fascism is not new, what they did successfully to win, look no further than Black women, of course. Black women have been the core of most, if not all, revolutions, but are often pushed to the background of history when it is told. Pick up a copy of Refuse, A Force for History of Black Resistance by Kelly Carter Jackson. This is an amazing read. If you really, really are serious about joining in the fight for our country, before you go out, you need to be armed with knowledge and information. And doom scrolling on Instagram and on TikTok is not going to do it for us. Yes, we need to be informed, but we also have to dig deeper than just social media to keep us informed. If you even only read a paragraph a night, that is more than what most Americans are currently reading. Look to the past from Black female leaders and authors. They have written the blueprint for resistance. But don't stay in the past too long, because we currently have a fight to wage. As usual, thank you all so much for being here. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. If you would like to comment down below, what are your thoughts with everything happening in Minnesota? How are you feeling? What are you looking forward to reading? Will you pick up a copy of Refuse? If you end up going to get a copy, comment down below what you learned or what's something that's piqued your interest about it. And I'll actually do the same. Thank you all again so much for being here with me this week. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell and you'll get notifications every time I upload. And like and share this video with your networks. And as always, it is imperative at this point that everyone stay curious. Bye, y'all.